Hey folks, how you doing? No, it's been a long time. Oh, got some ice here. It's been a long time, and you're probably thinking, oh, he's got a video up, must have a new car or done something to it. But no, I haven't. Just here to really just do kind of a long-term review. It's done 20,000 miles now, commuting it every day. So I know the car quite well now. I haven't driven it fast much for a while. Well, you know, twisty road fast. So anyway, 20,000. Done some miles in it, got used to the car. Kind of just seems an extension of me now. For those of you that were skeptical and said, oh, you'll blow your engine up, if it goes after 20,000, you know, I'll live with it. It's still under warranty. But it hasn't, and I've not had any issues. The only issue I've got with the car is the torque steering, which is still a fucking pain in the ass. I've not really got to live with it, but messing around with tire pressures does help. The alignment I had did help. I think it needs another one now, but I've got new tires on as well, so it kind of feels a little worse right now. It's kind of tramlining a little worse. Yeah, the old tires, I got 18,000 miles out of them, which they were the Michelin Super Sports Michelin Pilot Super Sports. So let's just go this way. So yeah, I've got 18,000 on, which I didn't think was too bad. If I was just commuting to work, that would be fucking awful. But I've done some. God damn, why is it I can't fucking think sometimes? Done some autocrosses. I've done 2 autocrosses, and I've done 2 trips to the mountains. So both of those, especially the trips to the mountains, really does put a lot of wear on the tires. And I changed them out just before Christmas, so it was about a month ago, and I changed them for Continental Extreme Contact DWS, so all-weather tires. And what the plan is in the spring is to buy another set of wheels. I'll probably go for 18-inch rather than 19s, and go for a wider rim, probably a 9.5, something like that, and get a 255 on there. From what I've read, depending on what wheels you get, well, I've already done my homework on it. I've found the ones I want, and yes, they do work and they clear. There's no rubbing. So yeah, that's my plan, and then I can use the all seasons for commuting and normal driving, and have the other ones for the fun. Okay, so the car. Apart from the torque steer, there's not really much. There's not really much that's changed from the last review, really. Let's get down here. I want to concentrate, because if you can see, there's snow everywhere. There was ice on the road. The main road seemed okay, but my subdivision's still a bit icy. So yeah, not much has changed. Still really enjoyed the car. It's different to what my other car was. My other car was a little bit more luxury. The WRX is a little bit more practical, great for the family. I'm not putting this one up against the WRX, but just saying that my last car would have. When I say it'd be a better commuter if it's automatic, because the gearbox on the WRX is hard work in traffic. It's very mechanical. It's nice when you're driving it fast, because you really do feel in touch with it, but in traffic every day, it's just too heavy, too clunky, and trying to drive it under 10 miles an hour is a pain in the ass. This one's just a breeze. You can slowly let the clutch out, get to about 5-6 miles an hour, fully off the clutch, and just you can stay at 5 miles an hour in slow moving traffic, which I couldn't do with the other one. Shit, it's getting hot in here. It's 25 degrees out. It was 8 degrees last night, which for North Carolina is pretty damn cold. So yeah, apart from that, but I do like the general comfort of the car. You know, you get used to it. It's the bolstering's still great. Well, I still think it's great. Oh, one other thing, the seat is now clicking. So if I take a real sharp left-hander, if it doesn't click on that one, it'll click on the right-hander. So if it clicks going left, the next right I go down, it'll click again. And it kind of gives a little notch, and I've looked underneath and you can kind of see where it's happening. So the next oil change I go in for, which it's actually due for one, I'm going to book it in tomorrow and try and get it in sometime soon. But the next one, when I take it in, I'm going to get them to look at it, because I really don't like it. It's very annoying when you're trying to drive fast and concentrate. But I've still got the access port on, same tune. Really like it. There's no reason to take it off. I've not even. One of the last autocross I went to, normally I would take it off and go back to standard. I actually just changed class and kept it on there, just because I didn't want to flash it and for it to have to relearn and everything. Even though it's a short process, but. No torque steer. Huh. Well, that's the first. Well, not a first, but okay, it didn't torque steer that time. Okay, well, I was talking about the fact I changed the tires. There's a bit of ice right there. The Michelins are fantastic. They are really, really good. God knows what the Cup 2s are like. They must be insane. But the Michelins were really great, just tons of grip, nice feel. The Contact Extreme DWS, great tire, but when you push it in a faster corner, say 70 or 80 miles an hour, and you've got a bend, it goes a bit vague. I think it's just the sidewalls flexing maybe, but it's not as you kind of feel like you've lost grip, although you haven't. It's just got this vague feeling. Apart from that, though, it's real good. And on the snow and ice yesterday, going uphill out of the subdivision, they never moved once. Never slid or anything. So, but the comfort with them is fine. Maybe a little bit better than the other ones. And the road noise, I would say, is a little less with these. Except on kind of this surface of road, but in general they're a little less. Anyway, you didn't come here for a tyre review, did you? So yeah, there's not really much. Well, there is, because I've got to do a 20,000 mile review. I'm not going to give you a walk around of the car. You all know what this thing looks like now. I do have a couple of marks on it. I've got one on the rear rear driver's door. And it's got like 3 marks that have taken the paint off, like 3 little marks about the size of a pushpin head. I don't know what happened. I am so careful with this car. If I go to a parking lot, like in Walmart or a grocery store, I park as far away as I can up against the curb at like the end of the parking spaces. So a car can only come in one side of me, and normally they don't want to because it's too far away from the store. So I'm like really careful not to get a ding. So I don't know where I got this one from. I don't know if it was kicked up off the road with traffic coming the other way or something. I really don't know. But it really did annoy me. It's got a slight indentation to it. And it's there. And then I went to the post office a couple of weeks ago to mail something. And as I pulled up in there, I was pulling up next to the curb again. I guess I wasn't paying attention. And I put the tyre up on the curb and it slid off, and yeah, the wheel slid down the side of the curb. It's not very nice, but oh well, that's just general shit. Fuel economy. Going to and from work, I get about 23. If I'm just driving normally, I'll get 23 miles to the gallon. Driving short distances, just to and from the stores, around town, something like that, it's about 19, 20. So about what they say it is. which you know, my previous cars were a lot better than that. I'm kind of hoping that for work I may go back to being a manager and get a company car back, because I took a different job, less stressful, and which is real nice. Kind of same money, but don't get the perks of a company vehicle. But hopefully that's going to come back to me. Here's a bit of ice right here. No problem. I've got 3 wheels on the on Terra Firma. So check these cameras. That one's still, I think this one's still recording. Brakes. We're going to kind of go over everything, make sure, you know, that my first impressions are as good as what I thought they were. I said my impressions of the brakes are a little different. I said that the brakes were really good when I first reviewed this car. Well, I've got to update that. They're fucking monstrous. They are fantastic. I love them. They just stop. They're very well behaved when you're driving normally, you know, there's no jolting or anything, they're quite easy to, but when you push down that extra little bit, I mean, they stop. And going up to the mountains, I didn't get no brake fade, which on both the previous cars I did, and had to, on the first car, the BRZ, I had to upgrade the brake lines and brake pads and discs and everything else, because I just couldn't go, they faded so bad that I really never had any brakes come finish. That was after one run of the Dragon's Tail. This one here, there was just absolutely no difference. The brakes are fantastic. The gearbox, still just, it's silky smooth. One finger, okay, fifth to fourth, which I slid off the side of it. Alright, fourth to fifth with a knuckle. No, I can't quite do that. Alright, we're going to cut that piece out. When you get what I mean, I'm not going to cut it out. I just kept on sliding off the side. But it's just so effortless. I've missed gear once in this car, and I think that was a video I made for you folks, actually. I don't know if I ever released it, but I think I did crunch a gear. And that was the only time, because I was talking and not paying attention. Careful down here, because this is a shaded area. Oh, that's just salt. I thought that was ice for a minute. That would have been fun. That's something I wish I'd done, was gone out in the snow and found an empty parking lot, because I don't drift. I mean, I'll lose the back end in an autocross and stuff like that, but it's completely by accident, and I'm normally pretty good at saving it, but I've never drifted a car, so it would be fun just doing that. Anyway, that's besides the point. One thing with this car, it does get a lot of attention. As soon as they see the RS badge on there, they're gonna race you. I've not had anything beat me yet, because I kind of know what does and what doesn't beat me, but I did have one, some BMW, kind of just a normal older version, you know, nothing to get your dick out about. But I pulled off, and I got the better of him coming out the light, and then when we got up to about 60, he just went by like I was stood still, and I heard the blow-off valve and everything go. He may have had nitrous on it as well, I don't know, but it's just about as fast as I've ever seen on a car. So I pulled up beside him, and I was like, well, he was laughing, and you know, he knew what was going to happen. But that's the only one. Everything else, the Focus STs, why do they fucking racing me? I don't understand it. Every time I see one, they try and put off and race me. I don't know what they're trying to prove. Not sure. Maybe they're just trying to have a bit of fun or something. I don't know. But I had one do it on a freeway, so we both had a lane each. I was right behind him, and I guess he had some extras on it. He had a pipe on it. He may have had an access port and all that stuff. Maybe he thought he was fast enough. But I went by him pretty easy. But I don't know why they're doing it. But yeah, everyone likes to come up alongside you and race you. This guy's going to think that I'm following him. Oh, talking about following someone, I had to call the police just before Christmas, the Saturday before Christmas. Some guy swerving all over the road in front of me, and obviously drunk or off his head on drugs. So we followed him, and he knew I was following him. He was trying to lose me. It was quite funny. And I was talking the police dispatcher in on him. I had my daughter in the car, and she's like, "Daddy, he's going to get away." And I got the dispatcher on speaker, and I was like, "He ain't losing me in this car." It was quite funny. But anyway, again, me blabbing on about shit. The entertainment system, infotainment, I guess it's. I don't know if I covered this in one of my videos, but I don't have the nav version. You know, I've got the Sync 3 head unit and the usual speakers. I don't know if there's 10 of them or whatever there is. The bass, you've got the sub in the back which pumps in engine noise, but when it comes to music, it doesn't do shit really until you turn it up real loud. Then you can kind of get a bit of it. So I put in a 8-inch sub, just one of those low profile ones right behind the seat, and it does fit it in real nice. I didn't want anything to shake the windows and take up space in here, but and it unplugs, so if I need the room now, I'll put another passenger in, I can unplug it. It was Alpine something, I know, it was about $250, but good investment. Music's a lot better. I said I don't have the nav, but what I do have is Android Auto on my phone, and once I plug it in and wire it, put it through the USB, I get navigation through the phone. And the latest update, I've got a choice between Google and Waze, so that's pretty cool. So little extra there. As you can see, I do have a radar detector, a good one. I did get a ticket while I was up in the Dragon's Tail last time I was there, and I got caught doing 64 in a 30, I think. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm going to lose my license or do something. Anyway, give me a ticket, and didn't take anything while I was there. So it kind of ruined my trip a little bit, because I didn't want to go that fast anymore. And so I went off and bought a radar detector that day, and it worked great. Oh, do you know what? I'm not going to follow this guy. I was going to go in there, and he's going in there. Otherwise he's going to think I'm following him. Yeah, so I went out and bought one that day, and they do work. They're really good. They showed me where all the cops were after that. But I was real lucky with that ticket. I called someone who specialises in tickets on the Dragon's Tail, and he said, "Oh, how fast are you doing?" I said 64 and a 30, and he said, "Oh, that ain't too bad." And I was like, "Okay, well that sounds promising." So he said, "You'll probably get a fine of like $150 and the court costs, or you'll have to do a driving course and the court costs, or it could get worse. Like you got a 1% chance of getting the wrong judge on the wrong day and all that shit." Well, I don't know what happened, but a couple of days after the court case, which obviously I wasn't there, the hearing, the lawyer was there in my presence, in my absence, should I say. They sent me an email, and it said that the case was dismissed, all charges dropped. So I didn't even have any court costs. I didn't have anything. I don't know what happened. I'm wondering, and I hate to say this, you might think I'm joking, but I'm wondering if the cop actually died, because he was some old motherfucker. I actually joked to my daughter, I said, "Well, let's come back in 10 minutes and we can take his book off him, because he'd be dead." Because he was like, "Do you know what speed you were doing?" He was like, yeah, it's like he had fucking throat cancer or something. And I know that sounds awful, but that was seriously what he sounded like. My lawyer did tell me that that cop was the #1 ticketer in Tennessee. He held the record. Anyway, so that got dismissed. All good. And I'm wondering if he got dismissed whether he was sick and didn't turn up or something. I really don't know. But you'd at least get court costs even if they were to throw it out. But, so that was cool. But anyway, that's not really much to do with the car. Well, it is, I guess. I didn't put my last my last autocross up, I still have the video of it, and maybe I'll put up a little run at the end of this video or something. The trouble is with them, they don't look that fast when you play them back. You know, it's not as fast as what you're going, but I've done really well, better than I've done before. Kind of things clicked into place, and I kind of drove the car differently than what I've done before. It's weird. Carried a lot more speed through the corners and got on the accelerator sooner and trusted the grip, and you know, just a whole lot better. So that was fun. Really looking forward to the next one. Although by the time that one happens, that would have been 6-7 months gone, and I'll probably be back as a piece of shit again. So oh well. One thing I will say, seeing we're going over bits of the car, right here somewhere, I'll get noise like the window's open, but I don't get it all the time. I only get it sometimes. I'll put the window down and back up thinking it might reseal it, and it doesn't. I don't know what that is. Space in this car. It is a bit tight for passengers. It isn't like the WRX, which is just real passenger friendly. And the trunk. The trunk looks pretty good, but it's really not that big. But I did go out and buy a 55-inch TV. You imagine that inside the box as well. I've got a photo. Actually, maybe I'll put the photo up here. But I put the back seats down and pushed the front seat forward just a little bit. I left the driver's seat where it was, and I got the son of a bitch in there. I couldn't believe it. I thought I was going to have to leave the trunk open. So not as bad as I thought. I wouldn't have got a 65 in here though. Alright, looking around. I've not cleaned the inside. I did vacuum the floor. I still get the outside cleaned regularly, but there's a lot of dust up on the top here, and I really do look after this thing. I do not eat in it. I do drink in it. I have a coffee in the morning. I try not to have sodas because I don't like opening them because they splatter everywhere. But I do not eat in here. I've never eaten anything in here. So, and I didn't in the previous car either. So it's pretty good inside. Now the colder weather's got here, that's something else. I used to always sit and let a car warm up. This car's in the garage, so it doesn't get the cold weather, but it's so cold right now, even the garage is below zero. I'll start the car up and I'll let it run for about 2 minutes, and then I back out and I drive off. Well, this week and last week, where it's been really cold, you can tell the car is struggling. I've not had that with a car before, where it's really holding back. It'll only do it for like a couple of seconds, you know, like a split second in first gear or something. I put it in second and third and coast out. But yeah, it's a little bit not something to really worry about, but just something I wanted to bring up. I'm trying to find negative points as well. There's always plus and negatives with everything. One thing I miss is heated seats. Wish I had that. I know I could have paid extra for the car and got one with heated seats and heated steering wheel and different things. Miss the sunroof because I can't put the camera up against it, although I've got this one mounted here. Something's still going. Yes, it is. So yeah, this would be the first car that I've owned where I've not put an aftermarket exhaust on it, and I don't intend to. Of course, that's my famous last words, isn't it? So next week I'll probably have one. But no, seriously, I don't see any point in it. It sounds great. It sounds really good from outside. The access port is really the only performance boosting thing I'm going to have, except for a set of wheels and some nice tyres. And yeah, I think that covers it. I wish it had HomeLink on the on here as well to open my garage door. Something else I had on the previous cars. My wife's got it as well. She's got a Subaru. That was nice to have that. Just little things, just little picky stuff. God, somebody's going down this road again. I can't even go fast. Oh well. still nice just to hear it every now and again. What am I getting miles to the gallon? I'm getting 21.6, and I haven't done any long runs. I filled up yesterday, I think. I've just done little short things. So 21.6 is not bad. Although I've been driving real slow. I think that's it, folks. Nothing else to report. Still like the car. Everything's working. Nothing's dropped off of it. And I guess until next time, maybe when I get the new wheels and tyres on, or I'll be going up to the mountains at least 2 or 3 times this year and doing 2 or 3 autocrosses. That's what this car's for. You know, you don't buy one just to drive around on the road, and you've got to really take it to an autocross to find out what your car does, and where the edges of performance are. You know, where the edge of your grip is. And I don't know if I think that's better to find out even before you go to like a racetrack, you know, a track day. So let's see, there's something else for this car. I mean, 3rd gear there. I mean, it doesn't bog down, although I should have changed in the 2nd. It runs very nice lower down, whereas the other one didn't really like it that much. And the one before didn't matter, it was automatic. Still little icy bits here. Alright, well, thanks for watching, folks. I'll try and come back with something, but again, I don't put videos out unless there's a point of putting them out. So you might not see me again for another 6 months. Hopefully it's just like 3 or 4 months, so I can show you autocross or a mountain run, or when the engine blows up. If it does blow up, I'll make a video and I'll let you fuckers know, just so the ones that said I told you so can say I told you so. You know, I'm not going to keep that from you, because I think information like that is good for owners of the car and would-be owners of the car, and for the Ford haters, you know, so everyone gets a little bit out of it. But no, if something like that does happen, or, you know, something falls off of it or that, I'll make a video. But hopefully that won't happen, and I'll see you again in a few months. So take care, folks, drive safe, and watch this ice. Shit. I'll catch you later.